You might be aware that every week on a Saturday morning, Open Spaces around the world host Parkrun, which is a 5k running event like the one I did last week in here. However, you might not be aware that there are also similar events held for kids every Sunday morning that's 2k instead of 5k. Well, I've recently been taking my kids to these events, and after last week's event in Prestwick, my stepdaughter asked me how well I think that I would do in a kids race. At this point, my ego jumped in and I told her I think I'd probably win. But then later on, after checking the finish times, I saw that the fastest kid was averaging just under 4 minutes per kilometre, which is pretty rapid for anybody, never mind somebody who's not old enough to get a paper round yet. So, given that I'm not capable of getting a top 3 finish at an adult parkrun, or even a top 15 finish, I thought I might have a better chance of digging out some sort of hollow victory at one of these events. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, obviously I'm not going to chase kids around about a park with a camera on my head because I don't want to end up in a register. Instead, I thought I'd see how fast I can go around this 2 kilometre course and compare my times against the children's times to see if I can finally be the fastest, or at least nearly fastest, at something. Welcome to Prestwick Oval Junior Parkrun. Okay, so first obstacle is the bollards to avoid, which, yay, I've managed to make it past that. And now that I'm past that, let's bring up the wee map. There we go. We start at the green balloon. We then turn left, as you'll see the left turn I'm taking here. Go along where the white arrow is. There's a big loop to get back to that T-junction that we just came through. So we're going to go around that big loop, and then we are going to head straight through the T-junction to go for a second lap. Go right round again, and when we get to the end of the second lap in that T-junction, we're going to take a left turn to go back past the start, but keep going, take another left and down to the red balloon, which is the finish line. And now we know where we're going, let's have a wee look at the competition. So as you can see, last week's parkrun, Harry did absolutely fantastic. He was less than 4 minutes a kilometre. Great finish time for him, and beating the whole field by a minute. Unbelievable. My current 5Ks are coming in about 5 minutes per kilometre, so I'm really going to go some to beat Harry. Then we've got Lewis in just under 9 minutes, so that's about 4.5 minutes per kilometre. That is potentially more beatable. We've got third place, we've got Angus, he's just over 9 minutes. So I'm going to have to work some to get into the podium, but as you can see, way down in 10th place is Rebecca with 10 minutes 47, which for a child is a great time, but that's something I should be able to beat. So I'm going to set my goals. Let's set a lofty goal of winning parkrun, junior parkrun, but winning parkrun. So that would be really under 8 minutes, under 4 minutes per kilometre. Don't have to go super fast to do that. My backup goal, so my silver, is going to be the top 3, get my first ever podium, and then we'll leave the bronze for a top 10. It would be still my first ever top 10 parkrun, junior parkrun, even though I'm not actually involved in the junior parkrun, but still, if I'm trying to dig out a hollow victory, that's what my 3 targets are going to be. Now this is all obviously just a bit of fun and games, setting myself a target, trying to beat something, trying to be faster than I've ever been before. It does have a more practical purpose though, because one thing I've been lacking recently is raw power and speed. I've just come off the back of a summer that was full of injuries. It was based around marathon training, based around building up my distances and my endurance, and I have sacrificed so much speed. I'm really surprised. I expected that by running 1,500 kilometres or so over the summer, I'm going to come back at least the same, probably a bit faster over 5k, just off the fact that I've done so much running. But with injuries or with the training or whatever happened, I've come back a wee bit slower than I even was this time last year. So it's time to build that back. The thing I really want to do, as I mentioned in previous videos, is run sub 20. Run a sub 25k. I remember seeing Mary Bridges do it on the This Messy Happy channel and thinking she was an absolute machine. So that's certainly now my target. And wee short, sharp runs like this on a more regular basis is going to help me do that. And a wee check of the watch there, and Stephen sees that he is on course for a decent time. This is where the left-hand turn just there will be when we go to the finish after we go round another lap. So we're going to continue on through. The watch when I checked it there was just before 1 kilometre. 1 kilometre is just along here, and when I get to that point, I did it in a time of 4 minutes and 37 seconds. So that puts us right in contention for potentially making the podium. It does make gold look a wee bit off in the distance, but we'd have to run like a 3:20 last kilometre, second kilometre. That'd be nuts. So that might be off the table. Top 10 looks like it's in the bag if I can just maintain. Now, when I did my first lap, I remember that this wee hill, I didn't even notice that it was a hill, but the second time around when I'm coming up there and my breathing's laboured, it felt like a bloody mountain. And that's me coming back onto the running track for the last time. I might be back at this running track at some point in the future. I do have it in my diary to do a beer mile, which is 4 beers, 4 laps of the track, which makes it, roughly speaking, a mile. I don't know if I could do it here though. In fact, I don't know if I could do a beer mile anywhere. Where would you actually do that? Because surely, if I come here and tan 4 beers and there's families about, I'm going to get myself arrested. I can't think could you get permission for an indoor track? If you have a private running track you'd like to lease me for free, then let me know in the comments. If you'd like to sponsor me beer as well, let me know in the comments. Okay, so that's us coming now to about the 3/4 way mark. I can't have long to go. I'm going to come off of this running surface and down into the grass. I'm just catching my shadow there and wondering what the hell are my arms doing. It looks like I'm made of spaghetti. As long as I'm fast, it doesn't. Why am I just using the one arm like I'm whipping an invisible horse? I've got such an odd running style. It's weird the things you notice when you make your own videos. So as I flail my way off the running track and onto the grass, this is the last time that I'll be coming across the grass. I'm now around these bushes, onto the tarmac. When I get to the T-junction, left turn and absolutely book it to the finish line. Although it's a short course, I have to say I really enjoy the change of terrain, going from the grass to the ash to the tarmac. A lot of folk don't really like running across the grass, particularly if it's muddy, but a lot of my training has been done. I'm fortunate enough to have an ultra marathon on my doorstep, so the Riviera Way Ultra runs pretty much through the town that I'm in, so I've spent many Sunday or Saturday afternoons running up and down the Riviera Way. It's a fantastic bit of countryside and I cannot wait to get my teeth into doing the whole thing in one go next September. I can't be daydreaming about ultras right now though. I've got a 2k to finish and that's me coming on to the final straight kinda, because I've still got one more corner to go. But as I come down here, need to remember the bollards are there and no let them clip me in the bollocks the way past. That would swiftly end my effort to get on this podium. Still within my sights at the podium right now. I'm looking down at my watch and it says 8 minutes something. As we take a left turn onto the final straight, and when I get to the end of this hedge that's on the left there, that will be the finish. I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to let you listen to me absolutely send it over the last 50 metres. And we are done in a time of 9 minutes and, wait for it, well, let's look at it first. To get first place, I'd need under 8 minutes. I was 9 minutes some, so that's not happening. To get my podium, and that would be a silver medal, I needed to be in 9 minutes and 7 seconds, 9 minutes 6 seconds. I'll put it on the screen. And I did it in a time of 9 minutes and 13 seconds. I missed it by 6 measly seconds. But I did get top 10, yay! First time ever. And thanks to Storm Ashley, the following week from this run, if I had ran in that race, or at least compared myself against their times, look where I would have been. I'd have been fast! Because there was only like 15 folk turned up. There was 14 people turned up, and 3 of them were my own kids, so it literally was just the diehards that were left. But that's still theoretically, if I really squeeze, a win! Yay! See you again next week when I take on some hopefully less pathetic challenge to try to eke out some sort of victory.